Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the very last episode of the Prison Architect series, which originally aired live on Twitch. No, I don't think that really helped any. Okay, whatever. My workmen are grassing. So, I would say the big trouble here is to think of the logistics of the redesign. What time do I have? I have some time. So, brainstorming logistics. So let's think about this from a high level. From a high level, visitors and food primarily come from the supply boat, plus supplies, plus, you know, the actual building supplies. So we should have visitors and the kitchen near the supply boat, which means the parole and visitation needs to be near the supply boat, and the kitchen needs to be near the supply boat, and things like the staff canteen, and reception, I guess, right? Staff canteen doesn't need to be, this staff room wouldn't be terrible to have it close by, because having more than just one staff room is a good idea. But there's a lot of things here that don't need to be so close to the supply boat, but it's going to be a little tricky to move them. So the other thing to think about is that all of these sort of prisoner services, mailroom, library, laundry, cleaning, all that should only be accessible from men's security, because so it should be physically separated via doors and walls from the insane asylum. So we need to design it so that maybe with some redundancy, basically like visitation for visitation for the insane asylum that is physically separated. A part of me almost wants to just do 3 men security or like 4 men security islands, and then the insane asylum. The insane asylum only really acting as spillover for when our minimum security people become insane. And then maybe having some sort of really small area designated for medium security, basically the more violent men security that need to be stepped up. So for that reason, I think it's going to be best if we design everything that the insane asylum people will need, like parole and visitation, to have their own parole and visitation facilities that are unique to them and their situation, rather than sharing those facilities with you know, other inmates or whatever. So here we go. I am going to object sell a whole bunch of this stuff so I can remove it, remove storage. For now, storage can go here. So I don't think there's enough insane people to warrant having a huge population of them. Like, we don't need a big parole room or visitation to accommodate them. So I am going to create a border fence to prevent them from getting out, sticking a staff door here so I can add visitation and parole in these areas, sort of redesigning it to accommodate them. And then don't lag. Prisoners are feeling a bit bored, just a bit? Well, then you're lucky. Don't complain. A dock for the storage next to the ferry? I mean, the boat is next to storage close enough. It's fine, I think. What I'll do is I'll do a first pass, and then I can clean up after doing a first pass. Uh-oh. Hold on. We're about to let everyone go. Urgently do that one first, please. No, you're doing it out of order. See, you're gonna let everyone... There we go. We got it installed. Cool. Alright, so... Thinking backwards, when the insane asylum people come and they cross... I can get rid of some of these extra doors. But when they cross over here, they need doors that only they have access to, that brings them to a canteen, brings them to parole, brings them to visitation. Is there anything else that we think they need other than those three? Oh, and chapel, right? They should have chapel service. And maybe shop too? The shop is a little bit different. If I had space for a shop. Because the way the shop works, let me try to show you. There's the shop front. So you can... The people that work inside the shop and the people that shop, I think, can be separated. But I'm not sure about that. They don't need access to doctors because they're escorted. So that's not really a requirement. So I think for right now, I need to relocate parole and cleaning cupboard so I can have access to this space. And I'll probably just throw them up in temporary buildings. So, I mean, this sucks, but it's just temporary to accommodate parole and cleaning cupboard for now. Just so that I can put stuff here. A lot of serious complaints. They're just hungry. It does look nice. All right, so this room is all set. Parole needs to be a 5x5, and then we'll get a little concrete wall in here, and then cleaning cupboard, I think, needs to be a 3x3. So this is going to need to be nudged out a bit. Demolish walls. All right, there. Prisoners are going hungry. Well, it's not my fault. I am feeding them. All right, parole and cleaning cupboard. So now with the parole and cleaning cupboard, let me sell the flooring. I like how I could sell it instantly. Was that really a thing? And then disable, dismantle, and then we'll destroy this, break it down. All right, foundations. Bulldoze. Who steals a spoon? I guess to dig a tunnel out, but that's pretty funny. All right. The first thing we're going to build is maybe the canteen. The insane asylum canteen. So that would just be a little... Let's do a concrete building. How big does it need to be? Let's check the minimum requirements. So it doesn't really have a minimum requirement, but as you can tell, it has a certain size. So it shouldn't be too small. But I don't also want it to like absolutely monopolize the real estate that I have either. That might be a good sort of size for it. And we're going to have a central... So the idea is to basically have a central kitchen that's close to all three canteens, staff canteen and prisoner canteens, that are all accessible, you know, very, very quickly accessible and whatnot. So this canteen here is for the servant table. And then I'll probably put small tables in. Maybe I want large ones. If I did large ones, I'd need it to be one lower. Okay. Does the kitchen actually supply this? Yes. So your kitchens actually do the cooking for the canteens. And if one of the issues, one of the slowdowns I have is that these kitchen cooks have to kind of run out to the canteen to deliver food. Now, in this instance, I don't have, oh, this should lock open. I don't have, it's like not too much of a problem, only because I have a very limited population here, and it's not that big of an issue, to have the whatever 10 or 11 be delivered food that way. But normally you would want your canteens to have close access. Otherwise, it's kind of a long haul. All right, so this is sort of a minimum size canteen here. A little crowded, but it will have to do. And we can add a window, I suppose. Make it a little nicer. It wants fan, snack machine. No, it's not getting any of that. Not in this iteration, at least. Okay. The what is this? It's just the other thing that we're going to want them access to is visitation and parole, which will be unique to them. I don't know how I'm going to do church service. I might have it be like a build, like this laundry building or something like that. We'll see. I'll have to think about that. So here, I'm going to put a staff door that gives staff access to this area, and this deployment. So let's put in the rest of the facilities. So we're gonna have this here will be visitation. And then below it will be parole. So, doors. This is going to be a visitor door and a jail door. So essentially, if you draw like an imaginary line here, the insane asylum people can't really cross to the right on the other side of here. They're just going to be only allowed to access these buildings, but not travel through these visitor doors or staff doors. And that way they're kept separate. And for the insane asylum, I might even do these booth style. So that there's no crossover. For parole, I don't know if I can do parole like that. No, it requires a visitor. Well, yeah, it requires a visitor table, not a visitor booth. So, it won't. I can't do it like that. Oh, that barred wall looks awful. I'll fix it. Okay, let's get a CCTV in here. And CCTV in there. Also, kind of neglected the radiators and stuff like that, but we'll figure that out. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit nicer. Huh. One of my guards dropped his billy club. Good job, guards. Okay. Connect and connect. And last but not least, before I knock this down, let me get a fence in here. Make a little bit more room. Oh man, all my workmen. I have a lot of workmen working. All right, and this is the last service that they're gonna have for now, which will be it's too big for parole. Okay, there's parole. And again, jail door and visitor door. And then right here, we'll have a staff gate so that the insane asylum people won't be allowed to go beyond. In fact, we could even put a staff gate here. There. And that will severely limit where they are and are not allowed to go. Is this one too small? Yeah, it's one too small. Ugh. It is tough to be redesigning it as you're like have it occupied. I've got to say, oh, that looks terrible. I'm fixing it now, but oof. Oh, don't destroy that. Whoopsie. All right, there we go. Demol it, bulldoze this, and that. There we go. So now, if we go to deployment here, staff only, insane. Well, insane shouldn't be over here. This will be staff, insane. Okay, all of this is going to be insane because now we don't have a maxed out pop. So these old cells are going to be padded, put back to padded, and padded. So Hill and whoever was in the other one is going to have to move. Now, the canteen here is going to be removed. This canteen should be able to accommodate them. There we go. Yep. So now they're allowed to go over here. We don't have any food delivered, which kind of sucks. He's not allowed to go over there. Deployment. Minsec only. Minsec, min, shared, min, or rather staff. No, you get back in there. Come on, dumber. That's not how a door works, dumber. He earns his name. All right, let's pad all this up. Because, of course, these are the insane asylum. Visitor booth. We're going to want another camera. Be a little neater if I just did it like that. Oh no, that kind of door. There, a little cleaner. That doesn't look clean there. Lock these open. Okay, so now they have parole, they have visitation, they have their own canteen. And it's solely dedicated for the insane asylum, which is going to keep their needs lower. Over here, let's go dismantle the old... Hang on. No, don't do that. I don't want to dismantle the, all of this. The sprinklers and the lights and the radiators can stay. But everything else can go. Cool. Now, this is a 5x5 now. I just needed to update it. All right. Oh, wrong. Clear connections. It was this one. Yep. Okay, cool. So they have everything they need. And even padded walls. Yeah, there we go. They're getting visits in. They're getting their meals in. And they don't intermingle with the regular pop. Now, the next part that I would want is to have the other visitor and the other parole buildings be here, so that the visitors can own this area here, and the MinSec can't get down here, if that makes sense. So, there's visitation and parole. And on the bottom, it will be visitor doors. And then at the top, it will be jail doors. Same sort of concept. So that this whole area here, the old visitation and the old hospital are going to be moved. And then this whole area here is going to be visitors only. You know, we're not going to have any MinSec down in this quadrant once this is built. So this will be staff only. So MinSec, and staff. Did parole too small again? Yes, I did. That's what I do. There. That's 5 by 5, I think. I hope. It will be. Isn't yet, but it will be. Oh, another thing that I just realized is padded solitary cell. This would be padded solitary. That was one of the issues that I had going on. Actually, maybe that fixes... it doesn't fix Palmer. Or maybe that's why Palmer bugged out originally. I can speculate. I'm not sure. Yeah, for Palmer, yeah, he's been in bodiless limbo for a long time. I feel bad, but like part of it's kind of just hilarious. So my visitation is a little bit smaller. Another thing that I haven't really done is the radiators over here. So let me hook radiators in these areas. And, whoa. Don't look at my water boiler situation. Obviously, I haven't, changed it in a while. I'm gonna try to dismantle as much of the, incorrect utility as possible. I wish there was really just like a pipe layer and a power layer. As far as I can tell, there really isn't, and, that upsets me. Doesn't really upset me, but it is definitely annoying. Stupid cables. Okay. We're going to want that to get set up. So, deployment, MinSec. For now, those will be MinSec 2. All right, that looks about right. And let's get power here as well. I'll just run it across. And we're going to want cameras in there too. So, 2 cameras. How many deaths so far? Did I miss another pet Yoda? Doodlebug. Hey, buddy. What up? Yeah, 5 deaths. Let me double check if there isn't, Nope, 5 gravestones. Yep, 5 deaths. There hasn't been a death in a long time. So that much is good. All right, and now the CCTV can be connected to these 2. There we go. That also means that not the cleaning cupboard, because I haven't replaced that yet. But at least the parole out there can be busted. You need spiritual guidance. So that was the last thing. I could eventually put my my chapel where the laundry is, so that the insane asylum people have access to a shared chapel that both insane asylum and MinSec can benefit from. You know what I could do here is doc, what is it called? Medical, what is this stupid terminology? Infirmary. It's not great for it to be here, but whatever. It's fine. Oh, poor guy. Put you in the Supermax. I don't know what to do about that. I'm sure if I looked on the forums there might be a solution, but I do find it pretty funny. So, for deployment here, yeah, this is staff only. Let's get rid of the other visitation. Because this is probably where I'm going to want my kitchen. I want my kitchen only accessible to minimum security folks. And also it should be close to the dock. Maybe I'll just let him die. I honestly, he's been tortured for time immemorial, so it might be better if he just, you know. They're demanding spiritual guidance. Aren't I guiding them? Ooh, they're really not demanding spiritual guidance. They are demanding luxuries because they don't have a shop. Just let him escape. He isn't a prisoner. He's not been a prisoner for years now. So it's not... He can escape if he wants. He just isn't... That's not the issue. The issue is he's drowning. Or he thinks he's drowning. So I can't really do anything to him. Well, maybe he dies. If he dies, he dies. Alright, so this area will be the new kitchen. Just dunk him in the water. I can't really move him though. He also doesn't have a body. Can I just... Oh, that's the light. As you can see here, he just doesn't really exist. It's a strange situation he finds himself in. But I think we're finally letting him die because he's not in the infirmary. So that might actually be good. It will release him from his mortal coil. Alright, deployment. This should be MinSec only as well. And cooker, fridge. It's probably not the best setup for this, but whatever. Sink and sink. Bye-bye, guy. Are you finally dang? Finish him. Yes! Oh, thank God. Palmer is dead. It's weird to be celebrating a death, but he has been a weird apparition that we've dealt with for a long time. And I cannot wait until his body is thrown out. Thrown out. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Someone, please. Alright, we're gonna have a dead body. Oh, this is Rimworld all over again. We're gonna have a dead body in our kitchen apparently all the time. Because that's a thing now. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, so that's already classified as a kitchen. It has my chef's switch. I'm gonna put two tables in here. I'm just gonna basically put a table on his body. And yes, I did just buy doubles of everything. I am indeed aware of that. Dismantle the old kitchen. And this is not where the canteen is going to go. I mean, it's actually a fine place for the canteen, I suppose. But it might want to be bigger. So we can have more prison labor in the kitchen now. Hey, look, they're getting visited. As long as we just ignore the fact that there's like a corpse in there. What is wrong with the... Oh, this heater doesn't have, isn't powered. I could expand it where the old kitchen is, yeah. Yep, I could do that. I'd probably put it... Let's do that. Walls, concrete. I do like the instant cell flooring. It is kind of nice. And then what we could do is doors, just regular old doors. Well, we actually might want a little bit of a hallway between the kitchen and the canteen, just because of the things you can steal out of a kitchen are not safe. So let's dismantle this door and make that into a wall, forcing prison labor to go through a metal detector to work. There's a lot of work to be done, and my workmen don't seem to be doing it. What is going on? Hey, workman. I don't know. All right, so if I put door here and here, and then a metal detector here, there's really no way that that a prisoner gets weapons out of the kitchen. Done. We can even lock these open. No, actually need to be closed. All right, foundations. Let's bulldoze all the foundations I'm not using here. I guess there's 4. And then walls, demolish walls. These walls can go. Wow, they did that one fast. Now, I could also, I don't like where reception is so much, because there's not a clear way, there's not a clear path. But oh well. Alright, what floor is that? That's ceramic floor. Looks like we can fit a lot more people in here now. Palmer finally died, yeah. Actually, let's get a grave for Palmer, if I was ever awarded one. I might not have been, because... No. Because he was a free man. He wasn't on our staff, and he wasn't in our prisoner roster. He was supposed to be free, but, like, he couldn't figure out how to leave the prison, so he kind of just died instead. Many of our prisoners are addicted to drugs. Well... That's a bummer. Okay, that looks a little bit cleaner. And then I can actually just demolish all these walls over here, because they're outside the prison now. Did we forget to serve you? All right, let me go to Intel Logistics here. Food distribution. Yeah, no. I don't know why they didn't get served. Let me get another chef. Cook, whatever they're called. Because I honestly don't know why there wasn't food delivered. Because if you take a look at the food distribution, there was no problems with that. So here's the prison labor. Who can work in the kitchen? Who can work all the other jobs? I guess we don't have any cleaners. We have a lot of people running laundry. Food distribution. So this is where food is distributed. What is that? Oh, because this is still a cell? No, it's not a cell. In fact, bulldoze! I don't really need it anymore. So deployment, logistics rather, food distribution. Yeah, that all looks right. Yep. Crop distribution, I don't really have any crops. Laundry, that looks correct. Room quality, this canteen is the worst. Oh, you know what? I can fix this canteen up a bit. Let's add some windows. 1, 2, 3. What else does it need or want? Has CCTV, but I'm gonna keep it in there. It could use 4 plants. Oh, well, indoor tree planter. Interesting. What else could it use? I'm not going to do plants, I don't think. Water cooler, snack, drink. Lovely. Like how, would it really go up in quality if I put 1 fan in? I mean, I'll do that. Single fan. Yep, okay. Sure. I like how the staff canteen is just like utterly awful. I could, you know, spruce it up a bit. Wouldn't hurt much. Fortunately, they're friendly and they don't really complain. Yeah, there's some good progress happening. All right, other things. So let's go ahead and go back to walls. I'm going to do green fencing. And this is where, let's add a little bit more space. This is where the visitors are allowed to roam. I'm going to sort of fence it off so that they can't free roam. And then everything on this side is secured, so I can deem it as such. I can set it up as being secured. Which means demolishing these walls. And of course, I will make the other room nicer too. There. No need for complaints. No prisoners are assigned to eat there? Yeah, because it's a staff room. Doy. Nope, nope, don't do that. I wanted to bulldoze it. Alright, far too many of our prisoners are addicted to drugs. Do more AA meetings and more pharmacological treatment of drug addictions, I guess. Behavioral therapy. How many behavioral therapies can I do? No equipment. Oh, because I don't have a psychologist office that can accommodate. Okay. Copy that. I would need a accessible psychologist office. Solar lights. Go. Yeah, it's coming together. Wait a minute. I'm feeding the prisoners better food than I'm feeding my... How do I even change that? Regime. Because that would be policy, right? How do I set food policy for staff? Because they don't really have their own... I don't know. Huh. Well, whatever. Have them bring their own lunch? I know. That's what they should be doing. Alright, that looks a little nicer. Much nicer. Well, the center island definitely got a bit of a facelift. I don't need the track and field anymore. Let's keep facelifting it. Now this is not the full revamp, but it's in progress. This will be the last thing I do. Plant some grass. Come on, workman, let's see you. Would it be in policy? Yeah, it would be, but like, there is no staff for food policy. There's just nutritional policy for prisoners. So the staff are complaining that they're not being fed the same way the prisoners are, but I can't. I don't have that choice. Which is kind of funny. All right, come on. So far, I mean, this hasn't burned down. There's some people that have some problems. You know, I'm going to do a shakedown of all sectors. If we have drug problems, and my psychologist keeps telling me that, you know, I should handle the drug problems, I will do it. My mental patients are not being fed still? They really should be. No, there's food there. The food arrived after... Oh, death. Overdosed. That's not good. We definitely have a drug problem. I'm all moonshining. It's weird, because I really didn't find a lot of drugs for the drug problem that they say I have. There, a little symmetry there. Oh, no one's at the door. Come on, security door. Deployment. Make it high priority, I guess. I have so many guards, they're just like, I can't. Yeah, there we go. It's the one problem with the shakedown is the doors get all weird when no one's on them. Well, I think that is about all the time I have. So we didn't get as much as I wanted done, but I would say that we have definitely incorporated a lot of the island-bound and other features into the game with their individual islands and the psych ward. I hope I've shown enough for new players to be able to sort of know the ropes, sort of figure out where they're going. I know I didn't hit on all the features, and well, you know, it's one of those things, you can only get as far as you can. How much is left in this game? That is a very good question. Prison Architect is one of those games where once you have a prison that makes money, all that's really left for you to do is to make more money. It's just, so what I've shown now is probably about 90% of it. The only things left are workshop and carpentry for your prisoners to work in the workshop and the carpentry. To execute them, because you can have the... If you take a look at the bureaucracy here, you can have death row. And there's a game mechanic where if you execute too many innocent people, if you set the threshold too low and you don't have enough legal coverage, your prison could shut down as a result of executing too many innocent people. And I guess forestry, which is just a outdoor work facility where they cut down trees and whatnot. And I didn't show the shop, but that's about it. I've covered about 90% of the game's mechanics. I will say, if I was to give a quick assessment about my feelings about the DLCs, the Island Bound is annoying. I wouldn't buy it. Just my 2 cents. Cleared for transfer. Oh, you know what? I didn't really do cleared for transfer much. Cleared for transfer. So I didn't hit on this, but cleared for transfer is basically allowing good behavior prisoners to transfer down to a lower security setting. So if I had medium security prisoners and they were well behaved, they could transfer down to like minimum security and so on and so forth. But apart from that, yeah, I hit on most of this. So there's Clear for Transfer DLC, there's the Psych Ward DLC, which is this stuff. I didn't really get a whole lot of psychiatry happening, mostly because I didn't have a huge psych pop, but we did cover a bit of that. And then we also had Going Green, which is the new green energy, and then the farming that we did briefly. So I did touch upon all of the DLCs a bit. Is this the end of the content for now? Yes. Next week, it will be up to you what I'm playing, but it will be a different subset of choices. I feel like there really isn't 5 hours of this left, in my opinion, because at some point it just becomes redundant. It just becomes basically redesigning, and there is very little challenge to just building and redesigning. But you can have really inventive and creative prisons. You know, I've never built a prison quite like this, where it's like a reformatory, where we treat them nice and they're all isolated and whatnot. Thank you for watching Prison Architect, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. It also has links to Discord, where you can chat about Rhadamant Plays, and links to Twitch, where you can find my live streams. Thank you so very much for watching. Adios.